Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Josh, and this is your stimulus check update for the next stimulus package for Wednesday, December 23rd. I hope everyone is off to a good and safe start to their Wednesday so far. In this video, I'll be discussing updates in regards to the current relief package and the second stimulus check. I'll also be discussing who will receive the next stimulus payment, when you can expect to receive it, and then I'll be wrapping up this video by answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. But first, if you wouldn't mind real quickly liking this video, give me a big thumbs up. It really just helps with the YouTube algorithm in terms of pushing this video out to other viewers like you, and hopefully helping other people like you as well. Okay, so with our lawmakers finally passing the next relief package, most of us can expect to see the next $600 payments hitting our bank accounts next week. This is according to Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin anyways, who says the payments should begin to go out early next week. It's also expected that everyone receiving direct deposit payments should receive them no later than the 31st, and those who are expecting a check should receive them no later than January 15th. For those of you who are still waiting after January 15th to receive your $600 payment, then you should go ahead and fill out a tax return in order to claim a $600 credit. Now, I'm going to go ahead and quickly dive into who all is eligible for the $600 payment. First off, as far as income requirements go, if you're a single filer, you will receive the entire $600 if you earn no more than $75,000 per year. If you file as head of household, then you can earn up to $112,500. Finally, if you file jointly, then you can earn up to $150,000 per year to receive the full payment. For those of you who file jointly, you'll receive a combined $1,200 payment. Now, just like the first round of payments, there is also a phase-out period. So, for example, if you earn more than those amounts, you still have a chance to earn a partial payment. Up on the screen, you'll see the phase-out periods for each group. For every $1,000 you earn above the income requirements, your payment will be reduced by $50. For example, if you earn $76,000 as a single filer, then you'll only receive a $550 payment. Also eligible to receive a stimulus payment are dependents under the age of 17. However, instead of them receiving the payment directly, it will instead be going to the person that claimed them. So a family of 4 would receive a combined $2,400 payment, for example. A single mother or single father with 2 dependent children would receive $1,800. You get the point. Also, this time around, U.S. citizens who are married to a non-citizen or non-resident will receive their payment this time around. If you remember, in the first round of payments, if a U.S. citizen was married to a non-citizen or a non-resident, then neither of them received a single dime. The U.S. citizen was punished and didn't receive anything just because of who they were married to. However, thanks to Republican Senator Marco Rubio, that rule changed, so the U.S. citizen and their children will receive the payment this time around. Additionally, just like the first round of payments, people on Social Security benefits, SSI, SSDI, VA, and RRB will also receive the next stimulus payment. So that pretty much wraps up who all will be included in the next round of payments. Now, as far as who will be left out in the upcoming round of direct payments, dependents over the age of 17 will be getting shafted once again. Even though there were talks in the beginning of dependents even over the age of 17 receiving $600, in the end, they decided to exclude them. So you really hate to see that. Okay, so again, these payments are expected to go out next week, and for the majority of you, you should be receiving them by December 31st. Furthermore, Joe Biden is already calling for more aid for the economy at some point next year. That means, you guessed it, another stimulus package. Will it take another 9 months for the next one to pass? Unlikely, but let's wait and see. 2 big provisions for both sides, the liability shield for Mitch McConnell and the aid for state and local for Nancy Pelosi, were left out in the last package. That means that both sides will be highly motivated to return to the negotiating table next year for more relief. Joe Biden also said that he sees his latest package as simply a down payment on what he plans to push for once he comes into office. Biden said there will be no time to waste and that immediately, starting next year, Congress will need to work on another virus relief plan to help support struggling families. In Joe Biden's Build Back Better plan, he said he would like to provide state, local, and tribal governments with the aid they need. Then he'd also like to extend the unemployment insurance in addition to providing a comeback for Main Street businesses and entrepreneurs. Many other lawmakers have also voiced their displeasure with this most recent package, so you know we're more than likely going to at least see one more deal. What we don't know at the moment is what type of direct assistance we will receive. More than likely, we'd probably see another short-term extension of the unemployment benefits. But is there any chance at all for a third stimulus check? As wild as it sounds, there's always a chance. Since we're only receiving $600 this time around, many lawmakers will strongly argue that they need to at least match that amount in the next round. But with anything, we'll just have to wait and see. In the meantime, as always, all we can continue to do is hang in there, stay strong, and hope for the best. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm going to move right along to answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. And if you do have any other comments or questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I do try to answer as many of the comments and questions as I possibly can, but for those comments and questions I'm not able to respond to, I do try to pick some of the more popular ones to answer in the next video in video form. Okay, so without further ado, let me go ahead and jump into the first comment of today's video, which is from Maple. Maple says, when will we start to get the $300 unemployment boost again? Okay, thank you so much for your question, and that is still completely up in the air. More than likely, because most state computer systems are decades old, it will take at least a couple weeks to get those payments sent out once again. I would think though, by mid-January, most states will begin sending out the $300 plus up. So again, technically, the first week covered for unemployment would be the one that starts after December 26th, but most states won't actually be able to deliver the payments by then. That said, your first payment may end up covering the first 2 to 3 weeks in order to make up for the missed payments. Okay, moving right along to the next question of today's video, which is from David. David says, Josh, I recently changed bank accounts. It's the same bank. Do I have to contact the IRS and let them know? Okay, thank you so much for your question, David. And yes, what you can do is change your banking information through the payment portal. However, you will need to do this in the next couple of days because if you try to do it today, it will only let you know when your first check was deposited and through which method. However, once the IRS gets everything set up online, which I expect they will by the end of this week, you should be able to log back into the payment portal and change all of your information. It's also possible that the IRS may set up another portal for those who have new banking information as well. With that said, I'll definitely make sure to keep you updated one way or another. Okay, moving right along to the next question of today's video, which is from Maria. Maria says, I will receive my Social Security check for the first time in January. Will I get a stimulus payment? I haven't done taxes in a couple of years. Okay, thank you so much for your question, Maria. And yes, you will be eligible to receive the next stimulus payment as long as you aren't being claimed as a dependent on anyone else's tax returns. In fact, you should have also received the first stimulus payment as long as you weren't being claimed on anyone else's tax returns. In the case that you didn't receive your first stimulus payment, more than likely it's because you didn't file a tax return within the last 2 years, and you also didn't fill out the non-filers tool. For those of you that haven't filed a tax return within the last 2 years, the IRS required you use the non-filers tool by November 21st in order to receive your payment this year. However, since the deadline has already passed, what you can do at this point is claim an $1,800 credit on your tax returns next year. That would account for the first $1,200 payment in addition to the next $600 one. Okay, moving along to the last question of today's video, which is from Chan. Chan says, good afternoon, Josh. After seeing that they passed a bill with a $600 payment, does the government plan to garnish payments for those with past due child support? Okay, thank you so much for your question. And yes, for those with past due child support, stimulus payments will once again be garnished. However, they will only be garnished for the amount that's past due. So, for example, if you're $500 past due on child support, then only $500 will be garnished and you'll get to keep the other $100. On the other hand, if you're completely up to date on your child support payments, then your payments won't be garnished at all. Alright, so on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. If you did enjoy the content in this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It is completely free to do so, and it's a great support to me. Also, if you'd like to receive 4 free stocks from Webull, with 2 of them valued all the way up to $1,600 each, please feel free to claim those free stocks by clicking the link in the description box below And finally, if you join Rakuten with my referral link in the description box below and spend at least $20, Rakuten will give you $20 cash back. This means that you could buy an item through Rakuten with one of the referral links, such as Nike, for $20, which would be right around $22 after tax, and Rakuten will give you $20 just for making that purchase. This is just an incredible deal that I would love for everyone to take advantage of. Okay, so until next time, I'll see you guys, and I hope you have a great day today.